So are we going to have a nice run up right now, or? All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. We had a little bit of a recovery rally today. Yesterday was a very ugly day for Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So we're going to go through both of those, and then we'll take a look at a few of the Bitcoin miners in specific. So if you're watching this right now, there's more than a 50% chance you have not yet subscribed. If you have subscribed, I want to thank you so much. If you have not yet subscribed, please remember to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell. Also, if everybody would do us a favor and smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot and it helps get this video out to more people. Okay, so let's start out by taking a look at today's Bitcoin miner big board. You'll see this is mostly green. So it was a positive day. Bitcoin was up today. Like I said, yesterday it was down drastically. We'll look at that. So most of the Bitcoin miners recovered some of their losses from yesterday. So Bitfarms was up over 4%. CleanSpark was up over 5%. Hive was up 4.76%. Riot was up 5.37%. Marathon did not participate that much today, and CORZ Scientific just went green at 4 p.m. exactly. It was up 1 penny on the day. Otherwise, it was red the rest of the day. So CORZ Scientific was not really participating in the rally today for whatever reason. You'll see DigiHost was also down, Stronghold was down, and Mawson was down as well. So I'll let you take a look at the rest of the big board to check out the miners that you care about. And then what I want to do is look at yesterday's big board very quickly. So whereas you'll see today was basically mostly green, this was yesterday. So yesterday was straight red. And when we go to the chart, you're going to see yesterday we were down in a straight line. So this was not only red, it was deep red. Bitfarms was down 6.5%. CleanSpark was down 5.5%. Then we had HUT, Hive, Riot, and Marathon all down over 9%. CORZ Scientific was down over 14%. So this was a dramatic down day yesterday. Nobody was safe. The entire board was red. So just to put it a little bit in perspective, when we looked at today's board, we did get, Bitfarms and CleanSpark got most of this back, but HUT and Hive and Riot and Marathon and certainly CORZ, they did not have nearly as much of an update today as they had a down day yesterday. And I want to look at CORZ Scientific in specific because CORZ Scientific is having an extremely long losing streak. And we're going to take a look at the chart on that one when we're done because something's going on with CORZ Scientific. So just to take a quick look, this was 2 days ago when we were mostly green. We had a little bit of red. CORZ Scientific was down 4.34% on a mostly green day 2 days ago. It was down 14%, which was the worst performer of the day yesterday. And then today it was up 1 penny. So I just wanted to highlight that. Remember that for later because we're going to take a closer look at that chart. Okay, let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. This is Bitcoin on the 30-minute time frame. So you'll see this orange line, as always, this is where we closed yesterday on the equity markets. So Bitcoin was at approximately $30,000 when the equity markets closed yesterday. You'll see that was a massive drop-off from the previous close. I left this orange line on here, which was the close 2 days ago. So from 2 days ago to yesterday, Bitcoin was down about 4.6%. So yesterday's trading day started here. This was 9:30, which is the open of the US markets on Eastern Standard Time. And it closed right here. So you can see this yellow line represents basically the down in a straight line almost that we were all day yesterday into the close. I'm going to then extend this because in the next hour after the close, Bitcoin was down even more. So from top to bottom, this was a 7.5% move to the downside. So that was a dramatic down day yesterday. We did recover from that, and we made some of that back. So you can see we were up just under 3% today. So this was a nice up day after a brutal day yesterday. However, when we look on a larger time frame, you're going to see we're still trading sideways. So we haven't gotten outside of the top of our range. We haven't gotten outside of the bottom of our range. Let's zoom out and take a look. Okay, this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frames. This is about the last 10 days of Bitcoin activity. So you can see this was very sideways activity. This arrow right here was Thursday and Friday of last week. Bitcoin had kind of a 2 days in a row that were down day. We retested this line at 28,800, which we have tested a multitude of times. And then we bounced off of that and ran all the way up to over 32,000. So it looks like we touched 32,377. If I zoom out a little, you'll see that line goes all the way back to May 10th. That was prior to our flash crash on May 12th that took us to our lows for the last really 2 years, down to $25,000. We could not break through that. We've been trying to get to this line at 33,000. This has been my price target for the last month. We just can't seem to get there. We fell short again yesterday, and we're having a little bit of a recovery today. So let's zoom out one more time. Okay, this is Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. So you're going to see see, we had this descending wedge channel here that was about 3 weeks of sideways action with some lower lows here in a descending wedge. This ended up breaking to the upside. So although it did look like a bear flag was forming, it went the other way. And with Bitcoin, you know, it's hit or miss. So we had a huge up day 4 days ago. Then we had a very small up day. And then yesterday we had a big down day. But we did not get back inside of this channel. We basically tested this line and it held as support. And today is green. So we're up on the day today. The day's not over yet, but it is somewhat encouraging that this is a green day. However, the overall price action here, we're now a month really, just, you know, you could draw a straight line through all this. We need to break out of this $33,000 line to get out of this ultra tight trading range that we have been in ever since May 9th, which is coming up on a month ago when we broke down through that line. And we have not been able to get back up above it since. I want to take a quick look at the daily RSI because a couple of days ago we crossed over 50. So that is my target. I like to see the RSI over 50 on the daily time frame. Good things happen over 50. Unfortunately, you'll see that we spent 2 days at 51, which is just barely over 50. And then had a big down day and went all the way down to about 44. So we're recovering a little bit today, and we're at just under 46 at the moment. And I have drawn a trend line from May 12th, which was the flash crash and which was our low. This was a double bottom in oversold territory. So if we draw a trend line up from there, we have not broken this trend line. I'm still seeing some very ambiguous signs. It looked like we were headed towards a rally. When we got to 51, we talked about the fact that we'd like to see a nice solid break up into the higher 50s to confirm this breakout, and that did not happen. Instead, we stalled at 51 and turned back around. So now we've got to see if we can get back above that again. So we're a little bit stuck in the middle. We have not taken out this trend line, which is encouraging, but we did seem to fail here at 50, which is discouraging. Just looking at the chart, we're now almost a full month into trading in a very tight range. So we had a bullish crossover on the MACD almost 2 weeks ago on May 19th. So typically you would have expected to see a run up after that, given all the other things that we looked at. The histogram continued to gain momentum, and we've had all these green candles. However, we really have not had the breakout. So you see, dark green has turned to light green for a couple of days here in a row. Now, I just want to go back in time to March 20th and March 21st. The same thing happened here. Our dark green candles turned into light green after we had had a bullish crossover. And this was right before our big run up. So the next 9 or 10 days after that is when Bitcoin ran up to $48,000. So this is the point we're at right now. So if we're lucky, we follow this pattern. And after this little 2-day retreat, and these were 2 red days, we then went on to have the biggest run we've had all year, up to $48,000. So we sit in the very same spot. So are we going to have a nice run up right now? Or is this recovery rally losing its legs and we're going to run out of steam here? So in my mind, again, we're just simply straight at a neutral spot. I wouldn't pick it one way or the other. So we got to keep looking at this day by day and see where we go from here. Okay, this is CORZ Scientific. If you remember, I looked at the fact that we had the last 3 days in a row, CORZ Scientific was performing 2 of those 3 days worse than all of the other Bitcoin miners. And today, while it was up 1 penny, it did not really participate in today's rally at all. Well, this is CORZ Scientific on the 1 week time frame. I want to show you, this is 11 weekly candles in a row that are red. So that is a massive, massive run. That's coming up on 3 months of red candles for CORZ Scientific. So while it has been a tough run over the last 2+ months for all of the Bitcoin miners, this is the worst performer in the group in that it has not even had 1 positive week in the last 11. And you can see this week's red candle is gaining momentum to the downside. So in fact, today, CORZ Scientific hit a new all-time low at $2.94. The previous all-time low was a few days ago at $2.99. So here we sit 11 weeks into red candles, hitting a new all-time low for CORZ Scientific. So this stock is on the ropes. I am going to do a deep dive into this company. I will tell you, my quick overview is, I don't have a great explanation for why this is happening. I know that they have a lot of debt. I hear some people questioning whether this company is real or not. This is a company that is traded in North America. They conduct conduct their business in North America, they have a full audit filed with the SEC. So I don't really think it's necessarily a question of are they real. I think it more has to do with a question of are they growing too fast? Do they have too much debt? So we will look at that, but I just want to point out this is an absolute falling knife. We're 11 straight weeks into a downward spiral here on Core Scientific. I started averaging into this about 5 weeks ago, right here at this red line. So again, please don't just do what I do. This is not financial advice. I'm definitely not telling you to buy this stock. It is a falling knife. All I'm telling you is that I started averaging in when it had hit this point in January and then almost revisited it in March. I had felt like I missed the boat. That was two big buying opportunities in my opinion. So when we were way up here, I told myself that if we do get back down to this red line, I will start averaging in. So I have been doing that. So that was my plan. I've stuck to my plan. This stock's down 47% from when I started averaging in, and it was already at its all-time low at that time. So the downward pressure on this one is remarkable. So if you're going to trade Core Scientific, if you're looking at buying this, please do your own due diligence. Something's going on here. We haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet. So please be careful with this one. I want to take a look at Marathon as well. So this is Marathon on the daily time frame. I have a line here at $8.80. So you see that's down about 89% from Marathon's all-time high, which was in November. Now that's about 7 months ago now. So this stock has been beaten down. This is just about the worst performer out of all of the Bitcoin mining stocks over the last 7 months. Stronghold is also actually down over 90%. So that one's a little worse, but I think this one is probably in second to last place. So this is a drastic downturn. So if I zoom back in a little, you'll see just back in March, on March 28th, when all of the Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin hit its local high, this stock was trading at almost $33. It's now trading at $9.34. So in the 2 months since then, Marathon's down over 70%. So this also has had a drastic downward run. And it does seem to be bouncing along the bottom. So I don't know if we finally bottomed out here. And I guess obviously it depends on several things, one of which is which direction is Bitcoin going in the short term. Also, Marathon has its own list of problems that are unique to itself. So please do a deep dive on that. You can watch any of my Marathon videos. I've done several videos on Marathon and I really go into exactly what's going on with them. So I would recommend watching those as well. And please do your own due diligence. Again, this one's down almost 90%. So another very dangerous one. I'm just going to close out here on the 30-minute chart. The day of trading is over for the equities. So the Bitcoin miner numbers that you saw were the final numbers for the day today. And you can see Bitcoin's at about $30,271. So it seems to be maintaining itself over 30,000 for the moment. But this has been severe volatility, all of which has basically been between our line of support at 28,800 and we bumped into a line of resistance just over 32,000. So we continue on sideways. I will be back tomorrow with another update. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching, and please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. So thanks again, and we will see you in the next video.